Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Your video is about to start. I wanted to remind you of our newer Wednesday, 1 p.m. live stream Q&A on all things Social Security. Visitors are welcome to post a question in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer it. It's on a first come, first serve basis, so please get there on time. Otherwise, if you care to be a member and get some different kinds of perks, feel free to click the join button below or just click it to learn about them. Anyway, I hope to see you Wednesday. If not, enjoy the video. Bye now. Okay, I am back again, giving an answer to, this time it's going to be, I think, a two-pronged question from Matthew. Just to remind anybody, Matthew had wanted to know some of these questions during our recent live Q&A session, but it didn't seem something that was really doable in that forum because people were waiting in line for the questions. So I told him to email them to me, and if they were suitable for a video response, I would do it. And I get it to him. Matthew, you get it as soon as it's done. Of course, everyone else has to, unless they're a member, just have to wait for its turn to be published on YouTube because I only do one a day. All righty. And sometimes they get backed up because there are many tips to be had at times. All right, so the question Matthew has is, we're talking about the form SSA 3368, which is also the second part of the online application if you're doing it online. He says, question 1F on SSA 3368 form, when it asks for daytime phone numbers where SSA can call to speak with you or leave a message. Should I write here that I don't have a voicemail because of my severe paranoid personality disorder? I wouldn't put it there. Probably, Matthew, the explanation. They do have a place, I think, for an alternate phone number or for a contact. So you're going to want to have someone who can take a phone call for you, maybe, because how are you going to you don't want to screw yourself. If they need to ask something of you and you're not there to provide an answer and nobody's there to help you with that, then you could very well have your case denied because you didn't get the information to them. So this is why it might be important, I think, particularly with that kind of disorder, to have a trusted liaison from your family, perhaps, or whoever's very, very close to you that you trust. So you can put your own phone number, but are you actually going to pick it up as well if you have that disorder? So I'm not sure, what use it's going to be. I think you want to find somebody that you trust, or else you're going to have troubles. But I would put that elsewhere. You would have that under, my goodness, why can't you work number 5 on the function report? One of the things that is a problem is you can't do normal things like have voicemail and you can explain paranoid personality disorder. Maybe you think, I don't know, zombies are coming through the phone. I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking in your head, but uh, you don't want voicemail left for you. That would be a problem working in an office, perhaps, or it probably stems over into other kind of tasks too. So that might be something you could use there. That might also be something that you could maybe put in number 20 about getting along with others, maybe. I'm not sure. Because I'm sure there's those issues if you have paranoid personality disorder. But yeah, I mean that is a pretty big deal because I think it's going to touch on other things, right? That's not the only thing that disorder affects in you. But you're going to put your regular phone number even if you don't use the voicemail, and you're going to say there's no message, but you're going to want to put an alternate, and you might maybe that person could be well, they don't have to be your representative, but they can be your contact and they will reach out to them when they can't reach you. But that's going to make it even more importantly for you to regularly follow up with your adjudicator, which could get on his or her nerves. So You got it tough there. You're gonna have to be creative, I think. The onus is a little bit on you. Um, to be, same question, I guess 1F, or maybe not. I'm worried about messing up my lines of communication with the SSA because of my paranoia, as far as not having a voicemail and not being willing to answer calls from phone numbers that aren't already saved in my phone's contact list. What other steps can I take to mitigate these communication limitations that I do have due to my paranoid personality disorder so that it doesn't hinder the success of my SSI, SSDI applications? Okay. Um, when you get, first of all, I put the phone number for your field office that you can look up online. I would put that in your contacts so that it'll show up as what it is. When you get an adjudicator, they should be sending you a letter, and it will have, well, this is where it gets tricky. It'll have their phone number. Put that in there as well and identify it. And maybe with the person's name. Sometimes the adjudicator gives their first name. However, it is sometimes, and I don't know so much now, but where the call that they would make would be rerouted from a different number and you might not recognize it. However, and you don't have voicemail, so that really screws you. They can't leave a voicemail, so you couldn't even like ignore them, let it go can you get a different phone number that you just don't even use and let that don't even have it be yours if that's the problem. If somehow the connection when have it be someone else's that they borrow it and then all your voicemails go there. Could you do something like that? Because then your friend or your family member can check your voicemail for you, like having a little secretary, right? Um, because I'm afraid that they're going to use a number that gets routed through the system and it's not going to look like the number that you have saved. Uh, you might have to say, do you have a fax machine? You might have to say to the adjudicator, I do not have voicemail. I do not answer the phone unless the number is identified in my phone. So please give me the identifying number you would be calling from. And or can you, instead of calling me and leaving me messages, can you fax me your questions or needs on paper? And I would say fax if you have a fax because I don't think they email, but snail mail is so unreliable and slow. If she needs something in tomorrow and you don't get it for 9 days, I mean, first of all, she's gonna have to drop the letter and then you have to get it. And if you don't get it for 9 days, like happens here, sometimes 2 weeks, you might have just blown it. So it's a problem. Might be another reason, Matthew, well, even if you're not very pleased with everyone you've reached out to represent you, a representative might be better than nobody at all, particularly if you can't, you know, take the steps needed to give yourself the best chance in terms of the communications and such that you're talking about. Okay. All right, Matthew, I hope that helps. That is question 1F. And then the related question about troubles communicating. Ideally, you'll have a contact that you've listed that is a trusted person for you. I know when I have, if I have a client who has difficulties, I almost won't even take it unless they have a liaison because I don't need to be that, I don't need to assist the case in failing because they don't, um, you know, or spinning our wheels. So sometimes, yeah, if a person isn't able to communicate, I need someone who can. So sometimes that can be a deal breaker too. So something to think about in terms of getting somebody you trust. Okay. I will talk to you later. Bye, Matthew.